Hi, this is Pastor Greg, coming to you maybe not live, but alive with hope and anticipation of all the opportunities we have to be God's people in the world. This week's scripture lesson comes to us from the 9th chapter of Mark. And I want to tell you a little story. There was a person who had been at coffee in the morning, and sometimes as coffee goes, I've been as guilty as anybody, the subject of a particular newcomer in a community was brought up. Not an insider, an outsider. And as the conversation went on, it really kind of got more and more vicious, more and more filled with gossip and innuendos and things that may or may not have been true or partially true, but the gossip got kind of vicious. Well, as the day went on, one of the people that was at coffee that day was feeling bad about how it all went, feeling not very Christ-like. So made an appointment with the pastor later that day and confessed to the pastor what had happened and how bad they were feeling and wanted to know what they could do or what they should do. So they went for a walk, the pastor and the person, and the pastor had a bag of feathers and told the person, let those feathers go. Let the feathers go. And they talked for a while longer. And then the pastor gave them a little bag and said, now I want you to go and collect all those feathers. The person tried, but the feathers were blowing all over the place and could collect a few maybe, but certainly not all of them. The person came back to the pastor and said, I know what you're getting at. Once something is out and has been let go, you can't always collect it back again. In our gospel this week from that 9th chapter of Mark, Jesus and the disciples are talking about sin and stumbling blocks and people that are in and people that are out. And the point that Jesus makes is, that's not for us to decide. He decides who's in and who's out. And Jesus wants us all to be in, wants us all to be followers of Him. And so we think about how we treat other people, how we include other people, how we love other people. We certainly don't always have to agree, and my goodness, these days we certainly don't. But Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And so as we have coffee and as we spend time with other people and we think about those things that we say about others and how we treat others and whether we include them or not, let's be careful. Let's follow Jesus and remember that He says, don't be a stumbling block. Be an encourager, one who loves in His name. Thanks be to God.